Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today we are doing some quick reviews. Quick reviews is just basically I'm going to go through all the games that I've played over the past month, and we're just going to do quick reviews and my overall impressions of the game. And if I can't review it because I don't feel like I have enough information, I'll say I need to play it some more. But for the most part, most of the time, one play is enough for me to know if I really like something, so I'll let you know if I liked it or not and where I was at number-wise. But I know that some games get better as you play them more, and some games get worse as you play them more, so it just depends how many playthroughs you get. But let's talk about it. So I didn't do one for the month of July, so there were some games that I played in July after DTE, but I did a DTE video of what I played there, and that's Dice Tower East. But let's go through some of the games I played after I got back from Dice Tower. Got to play Stardew Valley, the board game. Solid game, somewhere between an 8 and a 9. It's really hard to find. You guys got to check it out, though, because it's really, really good. Let me move over to the side so you guys can see the games. I'll put them up here. I got to play a couple of games of Fun Facts, which is a really cool party game. Actually, just got to play that recently. Really good game, man. I think that's a solid, somewhere between a 7 and an 8 as a party game. I don't think it's quite as good as Just One or So Clover. I think it's fun. I think people enjoy it a lot, but it's not one that I like. Like for me, I would rather play So Clover. I just like the clever little puzzle, but not everybody's into that one. So I know that one ranks probably a little bit lower. Just objectively, I think it's not as good a game as Fun Facts. Fun Facts almost got nominated for Spiel, but it did not win. But I also got a chance to play Fiore. Fiore is a great game. If you've never played that, there's a ton of reviews out there for it. Please check it out. It's a really cool game. Got to play Beast, a game of Beast, which Beast is a cool hidden movement game that relies on a drafting mechanism where you draft cards and then you play those cards out. But the cards that you get have a Beast and a Hunter on it, and so there's a bunch of Hunters and one Beast, and everybody can kind of look at what they're giving the beast at that time. So it's pretty cool. I got to play Rove, which is Results-Oriented Versatile Explorer. It's like a tiny little button-shy game where you have this little rover who you have... Basically, it reminds me of the... You know those puzzles where you would have to slide the little squares and then try to rearrange them to make a picture? It reminds me of something like that, as a card game. It's really easy to fit in your pocket because it comes in a little wallet game. It's button shy, it has all of those. It's really good, man. That game is somewhere between, I think that's a 7 or an 8. It's a good solo game because I think it's solo only. Got to play Santorini. Dude, 8. That is so good. Santorini is so good. Great 2-player only game. I know you can play with 3 or 4 players, but I don't know if I recommend that game mode. But with the God powers, that game is incredible. It is me and my wife's favorite games right now. We've been enjoying Santorini. Caesar Rome in 20 minutes. Got a chance to play that. You guys know my thoughts on that. That's a great game. Solid 8. We got to play Codenames Duet. My favorite Codenames that exists. I love that cooperative nature of it, where it's just you and one other person. You could totally do the same thing, I think, with regular Codenames, but it's fun. Then I played a bunch of games of Strike because Strike is just great. It's a dice game where you're just trying to throw dice into a little bowl and make matches. Every time you make a match, you get to pull those dice out, and whoever runs out of dice loses. Very, very good game. That's a solid, for me, it's a solid 8. Played Bonanza. My wife hated it, which I was so upset. I was like, no, you can't hate this game. I love it so much. It's so good. But I got Bonanza for $5, so no harm, no foul, right? But there was a lot of other people who played it, and they liked it. I got to play Red Cathedral at a friend's house. He taught me. It was a little rough at the beginning because we were still learning how to do it. And then once we got the hang of it, it was not that bad. But I don't think it's a game that I'm going to keep. I have a copy of it, but after playing it once, I was like, this is just not me. It's a good game. It's got this little kind of like a rondelle that just continues to change, and then I think mechanically this game is so interesting, but just a bit boring thematically, and I just cannot see myself teaching this to anybody and wanting to play it again. Red Cathedral's somewhere between a 6 and a 7. I don't think I'm going to be playing it again. As a matter of fact, it might be leaving my collection. Land vs. Sea, me and my wife's favorite game to play right now. This is a fun tile placement game. I made it into my top 10 tile placement games. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it. But it was so good, man. That's such a good game. You really got to try. If you're the type where it's hey, we're just a couple that are looking for good games to play, Land versus Sea is really good. You'll enjoy that. Got to play Shake That City. This is a really cool game that I just recently got, where you shake this little thing and it lays out a 9-cube grid, and then you take these little square tiles and place them into your city, and you have to shake the box and then push the button to let them out, and it's really cool. It's called Shake That City. A little wonky, I think, like mechanically. It has some weird like mechanics to it, like with the little thing, and then the way you have to score, and then you have to face north. Like you have to figure out which way is north, not like in reality, but it was weird. But Shake That City for me, somewhere between a 7 and an 8. It's really, really good. Land versus Sea is like 7. It's like an 8, solid 8. Rush MD, I got to play a couple of games of that. Rush MD is really good, man. Rush MD, you're basically, I would say that it's like if you took Operation, the classic game where you reach in and grab the funny bones and stuff like that and the Charlie horses out of the guy's body. Picture that, but just like with an actual real hospital in front of you. It's massive. I would say that if you liked the game of Operation, you'll love this one. It's basically like a worker placement game, but your workers are timers. So every time you place a timer, you have to flip it upside down, and the sand starts to run. You can't use that worker until the sand is done running. So then you have to frantically place workers in different parts of the hospital to cure people. Fantastic game, somewhere between an 8 and a 9 for me. It's really, really good. But if you work in healthcare, you might just get PTSD and not want to play this game. But I got to play Meadow. That's a solid game. That's somewhere between an 8 and a 9 for me. Man, it is so beautiful, and the card play is so clever, where you're building up this little tableau of cards, but like certain animals require certain food requirements, and so you have to stack them on top. If you have the symbols in your tableau, you can place them, but then they basically eat up that symbol, and you no longer have the symbol anymore, and now you have the other symbols, and so you have to get other things that will take care of that. It's such an interesting mechanic. I thought Meadow was very, very good. Got to play the game Proliferation. Haven't put out my review yet because the people that I'm working with said that they wanted to get a couple of more reviews ready, because I think they sent out the copies to other people. Got to play a game of that. Just so you know, I won't give my entire thoughts here, but it was a decent game. Like it's not a terrible game at all. It has its issues, but I thought it was a solid game, to be honest with you. But that is what was that? Proliferation. Next, I got to play Holotype. I got that for my birthday. And a friend gave me that for my birthday, and I was like, man, number one, that game's hard to find. Number two, I did a review for it ASAP because that game is great. And you already saw, if you haven't seen my review, go check out the review. Very, very, very good game. I really like Holotype. Point City. Got a chance to play Point City and Deep Dive. Both of those games came in. And Point City, really good. If you like Point Salad, it's Point Salad, but to the next level. So it has some extra mechanics to it. Feels a lot like a Splendor, where you're building up this little engine of cards that produces resources, and then you use those resources to buy other cards. Really, really great engine builder. Super simple, super light. Plays super fast. I absolutely love Point City. It's much better than Point Salad in my opinion. It's because Point Salad is simple. This game is simple yet thinky, complex. A lot of strategic depth. I love it. I feel like they took Point Salad and made something way better out of it, which I think Point City is the way to go. Deep Dive, push your luck game, where you play as a little family of penguins, and then you're going to dive down, flip over a tile, and you can either take the tile with you and bring it back up to the surface and then place it into your little tableau that you're building, or you can dive to the next level and then flip over another tile. And if that tile is if that tile happens to be a food that you need, you can grab it and go back up, or you can continue to push your luck and go deeper. The deeper you go, the more you'll run into carnivores that are trying to eat you, but the points down there are worth a lot more. Like you can find squid that are worth like 10 points, and so bringing that back up with you is a lot better. But it has cool mechanics with the penguins that when they get stuck by a carnivore, you can kind of pass over them because they're kind of like a distraction. It's really cute, and I really liked it. I thought it was somewhere between a 7 and an 8. Point City is somewhere between... Point City is like a solid 8. Got to play Beacon Control. I always call it Patrol. Beacon Patrol. Beacon Patrol is basically, and I know that Mists over Carcassonne exists, and that's like cooperative Carcassonne. But it really felt like cooperative Carcassonne, where you're putting out these tiles, but then you've got the boats, and the boats have to move. So it's like you have to legally move them. I feel like I talked about this already. Where did I talk about this? Oh, I talked about it in my tile placement game, but that's, if you're a member, it was in the membership one. But yeah, Beacon Patrol is great. I really enjoyed it. Somewhere between a 7 and an 8, and I think you would enjoy it if you like Carcassonne, because it's like a tile laying game and it's really fun. But it's got some really interesting mechanics to it. Got to play Ruination, which is an older game. Got to play with my friend David. It's his copy. It was a solid game, but playing with 2 players is just, I think I need to play this one some more to really give you a good glimpse of what it is. Somewhere, for me, it was like somewhere between a 7 and 8. The only thing is, like, area control with 2 people is just not that great. The only game that I've played area control that does it really well at 2 was Kemet, because Kemet just blocks up all the land, and it's like, basically they give you, it's like, here you go, you got 3 little spaces to take over, so you have to fight each other. In other games, though, you have this gigantic map, and with 2 people, Scythe, for example, it's like I can kind of just do my own thing in this little corner over here, you do your own thing over there, and we don't have to fight over anything. So I think that makes the game less interesting. But Ruination kind of had a little bit of that, but I need to play it some more with 3 and 4 and see if it plays really well. I got to play Living Forest, another game that my friend David had. He brought it over. I like that game. I thought it was decent. For me, I was like at a 6.5. I was like at the 6 range, but more on the enjoyable side of it, so like 6.5. I think I need to play it a little bit more, but the reality was, like, I didn't have as good of a time because I just felt like my friend went fire, and it was like I couldn't stop him from doing it. Like, it was happening so fast, and fire is so easy because it's just like people keep buying cards, so it feeds more fire, and then they just keep using their water cards to put them out, and they're gaining a bunch of fire tokens. So what I did was I went for fire to try to stop him. I went to try to win by getting fire as well, which stopped him, but then somebody else just won. And so I felt like I was spending my entire time, instead of building and doing what I wanted to do, I was just stopping him because nobody else wanted to do it. So it was weird. I need to play it more, but I didn't enjoy my experience with it as much. Got to play Grand Austria Hotel. Woo, that's a great game. I really love it. Solid 8. Like, it is a solid 8. I really enjoyed a lot of the mechanisms that it has in that game. It's not really a complicated game, but it's super interesting the way the dice mechanism works, where it's like you roll a bunch of dice, and then all of your 1s go in one spot, all the 2s, then all the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, and the 6s, and each of them has an action. So, like, if you pick 6, there's an action for 6, but the strength of that action is determined by how many of them you rolled. Super cool mechanic, man. I love that. And then you're just getting food. You're waiting on tables, giving people their pastries, their cakes, their coffee, their wine. And then after you wine and dine them, send them back to their hotel rooms and close the door on them. Really great game, man. I really like that. That is, it's solid for a reason. A lot of people like that game for a good reason, and I love it. Got a chance to play, man, I'm already losing my voice. Got a chance to play Dixit. Dixit is such a good game. Hold on, where am I at? Okay, good, we're good. Got the chance to play Dixit, and it was such a good game, man. It made me go Mysterium Who. I got rid of Mysterium already, but if I still had Mysterium, Dixit would make me get rid of Mysterium, because I just felt like Dixit was just smoother, you know what I mean? And the scoring was easy. It's just whoever gets to 30 wins first. And it's like you're racing for that, and it has its own little kind of like issues, you know what I mean? Especially if you're like, oh, here's a clue that I know only one person at the table would know, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a clue that I know only they would know, and then everybody at the table was like so confused, like, what the heck are you talking about? And you're like, I know this person knows, and then they see your card and they're like, oh, I know what it is, it's that. And then it's like, cool, I got myself and this person 3 points. So it could have a little bit of issues with that, but aside from that, it was very good, man. We had a great time playing it. Super fast, super simple. I love Dixit, man. It's one of my favorite games right now. Loved it. Got to play Inside Job, which is from the same people who made The Crew, and it plays exactly like The Crew. It's very much like it, but it's like if you took the game One Night Ultimate Werewolf and The Crew and mixed them together with a spy theme. Inside Job. Like, it's really good. So if you like The Crew and you think The Crew is good, but you like you would like it more if it had like a trader element and a spy theme, you found your game. It is really fun. We got a chance to play, and I was the insider, and I got to win. I won the game because I got 6 tokens, and they were very suspicious of me at first, but at first I was kind of letting them win a lot, and then I was like, you know what, this person, she's winning a lot of tokens, so I don't trust that. You need to start letting us win, because there's no way that, you know, I don't want you to get to 6 and then you flip over your thing, so let us win a couple of hands. And so she did, and then I just took off with the game after that. And then whenever I got my 6th token, I just showed everybody that I was the insider. I was like, I win. And so it was really, really good. But I could definitely tell that game would be a lot better than, we played it with 3, but I'm like, this will play really good with 5. So I'm excited for that. And it plays quick, so that's what's good about it. And last but not least, I got to play Massive Darkness 2 Hellscape. Solid 9. Not even going to apologize for it. Massive Darkness 2 is Zombicide, but better. And now, I really like Zombicide. Like, Zombicide's at like an 8.5 for me. I really like Zombicide. But one of the things that I think keeps Massive Darkness 2 a little bit higher is that Zombicide is a little bit more unforgiving, in the sense where it's like, hey, if somebody dies, y'all lose. But in this game, you actually have tokens that you flip over, and you can bring somebody back to life. And then you have, like, if you're playing with 3 people, you have 2 of those tokens, or 3 if you're playing with 4 players, or 5. Forget how many it plays up to. How many does it play up to? That doesn't even say on the box. But the fact that every character is asymmetric versus like Zombicide, where it's just like everybody has like an ability. In this game, like, everybody plays very differently and builds very differently, and there's a lot of customization options for each character. So it's like, not only can you get loot, which increases your attack power and all sorts of stuff, but you have skills that you can get that are exclusive to you, and you have 3 skills to choose from. You choose one of them, the other 2 you put back. And all they have bag building with one of the characters. There's like a little bag builder where you add chips into the bags when you get new skills, and then you pull out those chips and you're able to use those as the actions. There's a character that has like a little rondelle that constantly is turning, the wizard, and is constantly turning. There's what is his name? The paladin, who can literally put out like these blessing tokens on the map, and whoever's in them gets a buff. Oh my gosh, man, this game, there's so many. The berserker, who does crazy damage and can take damage, and it's so interesting, man. This game was really, really cool. Oh, there's the archer. I forgot his name, what he was, but he's like a centaur basically. But he has like a push your luck element, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna flip over arrow cards, and then I'm like, oh, it's getting too much. Should I flip over another one? And it's cooperative, and hey, you're fighting demons, which I love. That's great. I love to fight demons. And so I had a great time killing those things, man. It was fun, man. Man, what a crazy setup, but it's one that I'm going to get to the table for sure. Like, even if I'm playing by myself, I'm playing that game. Absolutely. It is good. I'm going to beat that thing because it's cool. And it's scenario based, so it's not like a campaign where it's like you have to go through a whole entire campaign. This one is just kind of like, okay, cool. I did this mission, you know what? I'm going to go to this mission and do this. And it does have that option to do campaign stuff. And I got a couple of expansions. I've got the Heavenfall. I've got a Hell one. I forgot which one it is, but it looks interesting. Dude, game was great. Like, solid 9. Like, yeah, it's a 9. Like, it's can't give it a 10. A couple of little things that are probably okay. That, like I said, the setup takes up from it because it's just so much to set up. And today I had it laid out on the table when people came over to play games, and I was like, putting all the miniatures back. I'm telling you, Simon, I love your company, but your storage solutions suck. Oh my gosh, please do something. Because the thing is, the game fits in the box when you buy it, but the minute you start popping tokens out, there's nowhere to put the stuff. And maybe it's just me being ignorant, but I couldn't get everything back in. So literally I had to put everything in bags. And then also there's sleeves that are for the game, but they don't even fit in the stinking bag. Like the sleeves don't even fit in the compartment where the cards go. with sleeves, it doesn't fit, and these are the sleeves that came with the game. So I just didn't get that. It was weird. I just don't like the storage solutions on the games. But I wish that one had a better one, because if it did, I'd get that to the table so frequently. But yeah, but that's everything that I've played. Those are a bunch of mini reviews for the games. That ended up being probably one of my favorites that I've played since the end of July. But let me know, what games have you gotten to the table and which one was your favorite? Put it in the comments section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out memberships anywhere from $3 to $10 a month. Get you exclusive videos. It gets you early access to videos and a whole bunch of other great perks. Anytime I'm out and about, I'm taking pictures and just hanging out with my my wife and stuff like that, and we take photos, and you get to see those if you are a part of our memberships. Be a part of my life. So there's a lot of cool stuff that comes with being a member, and you get it all for $3. Like, I don't distinguish between tiers, even though it makes me do that. I don't distinguish between tiers. $3, you get everything that everybody else gets. But it's just up to you and what you feel like giving. If you can afford 3, do 3. If you can afford 5, great. Oh my gosh, you're awesome. If you can afford 10, I'm like, I don't know who you are, but you got money. So please give back to the channel, because remember, I have a full-time job. I'm not quitting my job anytime soon. I do this because I love the hobby. I do this because I love you guys, and I want this to be a gaming channel for gamers by gamers. So fund it, man. So all of the money that I get, I want to kind of take like a Mr. Beast approach, where all the money that I get can just go straight back to the community. And I just do giveaways like this. Carcassonne, still doing that giveaway. It's going to start in September. I'm going to pull the names, but I'm doing 2 copies of that. And I bought those out of my pocket. I didn't buy those with YouTube money, because I'm not making that much money yet. But please become a member. It is worth it, I promise you. And thank you guys for whoever's a member. Thank you for trusting me with your money. I appreciate y'all. And I'm racking all that money in. And once that money gets in, I'm gonna start buying games and sending them out, especially to my members. I'm gonna be doing more giveaways for you guys than I do on the channel here. Subscribers, y'all mean a lot to me as well. But again, the members are the ones who are paying, so I'm going to give them first dibs at some of the games. And if I have any used games that I'm going to get rid of, for example, Red Cathedral, I'm getting rid of. So if anybody wants a copy of Red Cathedral, it's a used copy, but hey, man, I'll do it as a giveaway. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today is Board Game Chit Chat. Wait. Hey, Siri. Turn all the lights purple. I miss this. Haven't had the purple lights in a while. Haven't done a BGG chit chat in a fat minute. What the heck is that? What is that? Oh, that's the microphone. It's like in the shot. There we go. All right, cool. Let's try that again.